Steve, pull up the tag board. I just want to mention this real quick before we talk about how the Guardians may or may not have had some beef with the umpires last night. In Cleveland today, they announced the transformation of a new field in honor of Jose Ramirez. Jose helped donate to this project. So shout out to Jose Ramirez and the Guardians for helping turn
Good job.
A field in Tremont, into a new baseball park, which is cool. So always shout out to the Guardians. They're really on top of the community service, and we appreciate them.
We do.
I like that.
And we appreciate Jose making the community better. Inner city baseball is on the rise. It's coming back.
And by the way, since we're gonna get to the Guardians, the Guardians, you owe these two gentlemen something here. These two gentlemen be putting the cape on for y'all. They be waving the banner for y'all every single day. They talk about you. They keep you in the news. You can't even turn your radio station on without with anybody hearing Guardians talk. They fight for Guardian space in this rundown every single day. They trust me. We be in the pre-show meetings, and they be fighting for it. So I gotta give them credit. So what you guys need to do, because I said something about it, and you need to reciprocate this. I need them when they gonna throw out the first pitch. When can that happen? I mean,
I have never been asked to throw out the first pitch.
Wow.
I have. In part because I'd hurt the catcher's hand.
See, look.
They want to bring these dudes in there that, skip it into home plate.
Look,
you can't throw it.
Did you ever see my first pitch?
Hey,
I did see your first pitch, bro. It wasn't great.
If Aaron
Did you
Judge
reach home plate at least?
I did. If Aaron Judge was batting, this is strike.
That would be a big.
Man, no, it's not. It's a home run.
It was just a bit high.
This is why that would be a big. I think that would be a big accomplishment. You would have loved to do that, wouldn't you?
I have thrown out first pitches.
Awesome.
I haven't done it for my team.
Yeah, look, see, make it happen.
I threw out.
AJ, it's 12:45. We'll find that picture. We'll tweet it out later.
Right.
Let's talk a little Guardians. We gotta get into what happened last night. Steve, let's take the tag board before we get into anything else. This was my favorite meme out of what came from last night. G. Bush, did you hear Austin Hedges' comments following the game?
Oh my God.
This just had me cracking up.
Is that Anthony?
Next time.
Can we get a tight shot of Anthony right now making that same face?
Let me see. Turn to the side a little bit.
Get a tight shot of Anthony making that same face, and then Steve, if you can, these guys are separated at birth. Okay, he looks like Psycho right there. No, you're not nearly angry enough.
You got to turn to the side a little bit.
Get
turn
that
to the
angle.
side and make your eyes as big and crazy as you can.
It's not bad.
It does. It's close.
It is close.
It is very close.
Hey, he kind of do, bro. Like,
He really does look like Austin Hedges.
That's crazy.
He looks like Austin Hedges if Austin Hedges could hit. Would be Anthony.
Petty.
To Austin's credit, he has got hot. He's starting hitting a lot better than he
about
was.
$185.
I'm just saying, every time Bulls say something like,
false. I say something every day, and he gets like. I find it funny when people tweet every time he gets a hit, like as if I thought he was going to go 0 for 500 this season.
I know. I have people tweeting me.
You make it sound
Bulls
like that.
boy just got a hit. I'm
Good
like,
for him.
Don't tell me about it.
I want him to get hits. I'd love him to get more hits.
I would too.
I got nothing against the guy personally.
I like him when
He's a good catcher. I got to say, if you didn't see his rant, go look it up, MLB.com or whatever. He was pissed after the game. I don't blame him.
Well, let's tell him why he was pissed.
Well, he was pissed to two controversial things. In the first inning, Tigers, top of the first, Tigers 2 out, nobody on. Javi Baez walks, steals second, and then was it Ramirez, I think, hit a ground ball. Harold Ramirez,
yes.
I think it was.
It hit
a
the
ground ball
bag.
in the middle, hits the bag. Freeman makes a nice play to grab it, makes a great throw home.
He does.
They get Baez at the plate. They go to New York for the stupid rule about not blocking the plate. They overturn the call.
Mikey, do you have a picture? Here's the actual still freeze frame of when the ball is in Hedges' glove.
Yeah.
And Baez is already into his slide.
Now, I watched this. I went back and forth on the video a number of times.
I did too.
First of all, where he's in this position here, there is a path to the plate. And what people always forget is the rule is a little confusing, but it does say you can block the plate once you have the ball.
And
his knee
glove.
did not come down. His knee started to come down as the ball was going to be caught. As it hit the ground, he caught the ball.
Well, he did it textbook.
And he was out by a mile.
Yes, the ball beats the runner, no question.
Maybe if it was a bang-bang play, I could understand an overturn. Maybe. But he was out by a mile. There's no reason to overturn that call. That was stupid. Now, the only thing I don't like what Hedges said, he went on and on, defended his teammates, bumped up the team. Don't say it cost you the game. Because that didn't force Zach Plesac to give up a 2-run homer to some rookie who's barely been in the big leagues.
Right.
Whose name is escaping me right now. Carpenter, thank you. you got to get out of the inning. Get out of the inning. It's one run, and maybe it's a different game. They lost the game. In the 9th inning, when they had the runner at third, by the way, did you like the Hedges bunt sack bunt?
So I actually had formulated a text to you.
Yeah.
And I was going to wait to send it until they scored the run. So I was going to say, see, Bull, they sacrifice bunt.
Yeah.
They get the tying run. They didn't finish the deal. They couldn't get the ball out of the infield with one out.
Right.
I love the idea for Hedges to drop a bunt. And
because he can't hit.
Because he can't hit.
Right. The only problem, though, is Miles Straw can't hit either.
Whoa.
Yes, I know
But
he
you
can't.
only need a sack fly in that situation.
Right.
It's unfortunate that Quan wasn't up with 1 out. And I know I said that earlier, and somebody was like, well, he hit a ground ball, it wouldn't have mattered. Quan would have come up with it. If Quan's up with the runner on third, 2 outs, he's looking to get the ball to the outfield.
Different scenario
I
altogether.
would have let Hedges swing for the fences. He's shown time and time
No.
again. Clutch,
No.
how clutch he
So
is.
I'm glad that I can't believe yesterday we actually had an argument about when you should bunt and when you don't.
Yeah.
And there we were, and I'm watching the game, and I'm like, he's got to square.
I didn't hate
got
it.
to square.
I didn't hate it in that situation
now,
because he's a
if
poor
it's
hitter.
anybody but Hedges, if your batting average is not 200, then the analytics tell you do have a better chance with a bunt.
I would have been okay with that with Hedges, and certainly I would have been in the same situation with Straw and Quan coming up next.
Right.
Is when I really would have done it.
You know what surprised me was how good a bunt Hedges put down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly.
Well, he better be able to bunt.
That's
He can't
exactly
hit.
right.
But
because he can't
then
hit.
Straw strikes out on a pitch that was originally called a foul ball. On replay, it was clearly an out. The catcher
The right
caught
call
the ball.
eventually was
Yeah,
made.
but Francona went nuts, which I get it. It was about the first inning that he was going nuts.
Okay,
though.
yeah, and also here's another thing that I think why he went nuts. The umpire changed his call. So the umpire originally rules that the ball, which was foul tipped, hit the ground before the catcher caught it. So he called it a foul tip. Then he does the right thing. He looks at the baseball, okay? Is there dirt on it? Then he also brings the umpires together. They're the only guys that had the good view. When you're the home plate umpire, you're going off sound. Do you hear two sounds?
Right.
Do you hear the ball hit the bat and the ball hit the ground? The umpire said, I did hear the ball hit the ground, but it hit the ground with the catcher's glove underneath it.
Right.
And then what I didn't like in the post-game pool answer from the umpire actually said, well, the catcher did say that he caught the ball.
Oh, that shouldn't matter.
What the hell difference does that
make?
make?
He said that?
Of course, that's what
he's
he's
going to
post-game
say.
comments, and I'm like, I'm with everything except for that. But by the way, this guy, first of all, had he made the right call. New York overturned him.
Right.
On the play at home plate.
Yes.
But I just thought that things came off the rails after that. So Terry comes out to argue after they changed the call.
Right.
Terry was arguing he thought that something else happened. Terry was and at that point he said, I didn't care. I was more upset about what happened in the first inning.
Sure.
Terry Francona never gets ejected. Very, very rarely will he get ejected.
Right.
He knew he had to get ejected in that situation because the fans that are watching this game, it wasn't just the play in the first inning. On the play at second base where they called the base runner out, Quan, I think, stole second base.
Right.
He was safe.
Yeah.
I did not see definitive evidence that he was out. I just didn't.
Yeah, I thought he was safe too.
And they blew that call. And Matt Underwood immediately said, I'll never understand this. And as I'm watching it, I actually told my son, who's in from New York, I said, watch, they're going to get this wrong. Because those are the plays they always get wrong.
I don't understand. To me, they screw this up in football too. The point of replay to me was not to break it down. It was to get the obvious mistakes right.
Absolutely.
The obvious mistakes.
Right.
If I have to look at it for more than 15 seconds, then I'm moving, as G. Bush would say, keep it moving.
Yes.
Let's go.
Right.
That's, to me, why we wanted replay is because we'd see a controversial play in a game that was so wrong. You'd be like, oh, my God.
and by
it's
the way,
not to
Bull,
break it down frame by frame.
The way that the game played out,
Yeah.
Rosario, who was the next hitter, who was hitting during when Quan got thrown out, leads off the next inning with a triple.
Right, exactly. And you never know what would have happened.
You don't know. But, I mean, if the game plays out, then the Guardians, I just felt like yesterday was one of the ugliest losses of the season.
It was a snake bit loss, and it was tough to lose.
Especially to the Tigers.
I can sympathize with people who say that play cost you the game, right? When you playing at the highest levels and you playing at the most competitive level where there's not that much of a difference between you and a bad player or you and a great player, hell yeah, one play can lose you the game.
Yeah, I know what Bull's saying. it is a bad look when you say it cost us the game.
Right.
Now, that run was pivotal for a lot of reasons. One, it shouldn't have been a run.
Facts.
And they
Yeah.
lost
Correct.
by 1 run.
Yes.
Right.
Secondly, the next hitter hit a home run.
Right.
So even if he would have let off the next inning with a home run, it's still the difference of 1 run, Bull.
Yep.
True, but
it
you
is
never
a
know
bad
how the
look.
game would have gone
it's
from
something
there.
that a loser does after a
I
game.
don't like
Say,
that.
otherwise we would have won the game. You had opportunities to make up for
Right.
that,
And you're playing the
didn't do
Tigers.
it.
I agree with that, Jay.
I always remember this. When in the 2018 finals, LeBron gets 50, like 12, 11. He's played against the greatest team of all time. He comes down.
He played against the Bulls. And the
Questionable. Yeah, I said.
No, he's playing against the 18 Warriors.
Questionable.
He goes to the rack, and he gets an and one, and they wave it off. they not only wave it off, they call it charge.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And this is like seconds to go.
Yeah, right.
It was on Kevin Durant. They would have been at the other line shooting free throws. They overturn the play, give the ball back to the Warriors, and people are like, well, J.R. Smith, people remember because J.R. Smith got the ball and didn't shoot it.
Right.
Right? But at the end of the day, that was the game. It was over.
No. The game was over if George Hill hits those 2 free throws.
Right. Ultimately,
That
though,
happened too. That happened too. But to G. Bush's point, see, that's why it's so hard to say, well, otherwise we win the game, unless it's the last play of the game.
Because you never know how it's going to turn out. And when I remember a couple of years ago when when the Browns played the Seahawks and lost the game, and there were some bad calls that went against the Browns, and Baker blamed the refs, and I didn't like it. I just think it distracts you when you're so. You can't worry about the refs, right?
No.
Callie Bronson was on with us earlier. She said, hey, we're going to control what we can control. That's it.
Yeah,
you can't worry. It sucks when there's a bad call against you. It sucks.
What's Hedges' fine going to be?
25.
$10,000, $25,000?
Yeah, I do. Even though I don't like that one part, I do. I know people feel like I pick on Hedges. I don't mean. I don't think he's a major league player. He deserves to be a major. I just don't think he's
beloved
good
by
enough
his
hitter.
teammates, by the
He's
way.
a great teammate, and I'm
Great
sure his
clubhouse
teammates
guy.
love that. Major kudos to him. He's an excellent defensive player. They ultimately didn't trade at that position because they like how he manages the pitching staff. I get it. I just think his offensive game just kills him at times. But he, listen, I don't.
What will he be fined?
Personally,
You want to guess?
10
I think
grand.
it's gonna be more than that.
25.
I think it's
He don't make a lot of money. Well, he
he's
does.
$4 million.
He does, I guess.
He's around $4 million.
25.
I think he's at $4 million.
25.
It'll probably be 25.
Well,
and you know what? I bet his teammates offer to kick in
If you got fined for doing
because they
something,
loved what he said.
If you got fined for doing
No
something
doubt.
in the league, I always wondered this. Would
Richard
your wife
Sherman picking that up?
would your wife say something to you?
Yes.
Like if you got fined for
That's
saying
a-
something?
Did you have fined that?
Yeah, don't make me cuss. No. I was an undrafted guy.
Yeah,
you
you're
know.
not kidding.
So
Richard Sherman had picked it up.
Oh, he got into a full fight.
No, would he have picked up your fine?
Oh, yeah. The coaches said that if it was something that they agreed with, they pay the fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
they would say
interesting.
that.
that's crazy.
I think though the takeaway from that is
Yeah.
it's what they do today. And my hope is that Terry getting thrown out put a fire under the team. Hedges' comments after the game put a fire under the team.
Yeah.
And also the players know that these were all 3 bad calls. 2 of them were bad calls. I hope that they come out today, beat the pants off the Tigers. They should, and
They need to. You
And
can't
they
lose 3 or 4 to
absolutely
the
have to
Tigers.
win today.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
They're
to-
they're a game up now
Yeah.
in the Central.
we got
getting close.
Squeeze top 5. Squeeze it.
Squeeze it in. Squeeze
the
that
top
top 5 in.
We
Let's
gotta
do
do
it.